So in both these cases, we've got a good setup because you were going through the routine and setting up with the feet together, left arm hanging down, right hand coming on with the shoulder, and then step, step, step. Just be careful, sometimes the ball doesn't get too far forward. If the ball gets too far forward, and arguably I'd say your feet there may be a little bit narrow for this club.
Narrower?
They are too narrow. Should be a bit wider. Yeah.
Wider,
if they're a little bit too narrow,
I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, should have been
need
wider.
to go a little bit wider. Yeah, it's going to make it hard for your body to shift towards target because it's the instability with your feet being that close. And what will happen is
that ball. When you say forward,
I just move this foot a little bit. You said a couple of times, "Oh, my left foot's gone too far." You said,
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever gone really too far. If anything, it's almost gone a little bit underneath your hip too much. I want to see your left foot, and see how my left leg is sort of slightly leaning that way. I don't want to see it kind of like this where you're on top of your left foot there, because it doesn't create so much stability there. So you're swinging.
So
the
front of the ball is level with your back heel.
It shouldn't be. It should be stuck off with the driver, yes.
With the driver,
with other things slightly further back.
But
I'd want to see it. I want to see it not quite there, but if I bring that right foot back, that would be kind of where the ball position should be, with your right foot back there, which kind of gives that impression it's slightly further forward. Okay. So because of the stance being a little bit narrow there when you sort of swung back, good backswing here, but you can see hitting the golf ball here now, everything now is leaning back here, yeah? You can't really shift towards target, yeah? So as a result of that, now you're hitting up on the golf ball. So you either hit the ground back here or hit the top of the golf ball, yeah? And then when you finish the swing now, you can see, you're back on your heel, both toes are off the ground and your left foot's even off the ground nearly. So everything's going the wrong direction. Whereas this one here, again, the same good setup, sequencing. Ball positions maybe back a little bit, as we said, as a checkpoint there, making sure that the hand now is over that foot. That's a good reference for you to sort of just be on the golf course. You have a quick glance down, yep, that's good. And just that reassurance then that you know you're correct. Could maybe go, as I said, a little bit wider stance. But in terms of this swing now, as you went back, okay, now we're able to sort of shift through and move, and you can see now you're getting a little bit more onto your front side. Okay. Did you do as enough as you could have done? Not quite, but it certainly went a little bit more. Hence the reason why when you hit this shot there, okay, the golf ball was striking the ball a little bit cleaner, and you're moving to the left side rather than that leaning back. And any time you're hitting the ground behind the golf ball or topping it, your low point, as we call it, with the golf club, we go back to start on this one here. Now your golfing basically creates a circle around your body, yeah? If we were to lean back, the circle moves in this direction, which means the low point, rather than being at the golf ball now, is back here. So the club either hits the ground behind the ball or misses the ground and tops it, okay? So when you're hitting ground first or top shots, I would say there's a very, 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 very good chance the stance is a bit narrow and you're not shifting your weight towards a target, okay? You're sort of staying back on your back foot, almost trying to lift it up in the air.
Same principle with driving and everything.
It will be the same principle, obviously, with the driver, because you're not interacting with the ground. You could, I wouldn't say get away, that's the wrong word to say, but if you don't hit the ground and you hit up on the ball with the driver, that's actually quite a good shot, yeah? So as much as the same feeling and principle with the driver, you'll be able to get away with it. If you're someone who's swinging down what we call too steep and there's too much weight on this foot, your irons will be great, but you'll really struggle with the driver. And you've always said, my irons aren't great, but my driving's much better, yeah? Because you're hitting more from the back foot, hitting up on the ball, yeah? Your angle of attack, as we call it, is more upwards, as opposed to being a bit more on the downward angle, yeah? Okay. So your driver would be a club that you'll probably have more success with, whereas the irons especially, you're going to top them quite a bit, okay? Because you're not getting that downward angle. I say a lot of that stems from the width of stance, your general setup, etc. Try to practice this setup, as we said, from here, feet together, boom, 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 and set. Reset, start again there.
Maybe a bit wider.
And a bit wider, yeah. Okay? Just keep doing this over and over again to the point where it's something you can't not do.
I can see now the ball should be further.
Yeah, it could. I mean, when I say back a bit, I mean literally the ball would be where the club head is.
The club has got further to go, even though it don't look much.
Well, we know in this. The game is a game of inches and stuff, if not centimetres, okay? So if the ball was where the club head would be, the club head now would be more here, which means the club shaft now, if your hands are in a good spot, would be more up that line there. You can hit your left arm. And if this right foot was back a little bit, you'd have a bit more stability, So just those two or three little changes there, okay, can make a big difference, But your body was moving better on this one, and because the lie was decent, it was actually okay. Because the lie on this one was obviously still the good lie, but because your body weight didn't work so well and the stance not being quite so good, the shot wasn't as ideal as you wanted to. Okay, let's have a couple more then, okay? And we'll try and drill that in over time then, Diane, okay?